What's good, YouTube? Zap here, and I want to go ahead and make a quick announcement before I get into the topic of today's video. I am now partnered with Godlike Gaming Music Group. I basically am going to be advertising their music and all that good stuff, so please feel free to check out Godlike Gaming Music Group. They put out some really great quality music, beats, and all that good stuff for gamers, made by gamers. And you'll hear like certain stuff like Killer Instinct themed music with like hip hop beats and instrumentals, some cool techno funk jazzy type of deals. It's awesome. Check the link in the video description for Godlike Gaming Music Group, and also you can get a Murderwear t-shirt in the link below as well. Some awesome stuff. All that helps me out, helps out the people involved, and aids in me continuing to do this. So with correlation to the Godlike Gaming Music Group partnership, I'm going to be doing like a tentative stream schedule. Alright, so basically I'll be streaming on certain days and between certain hours. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is what I have for now. That is subject to change, and I could also do like a little side stream here and there, just to kind of kill some time if I feel like it. But as far as like the main streams go, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday between the hours of 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern time. So those are the set times, so you guys can go ahead and check out my live stream. That's also going to be in the description below, and you guys can check that out as well. Now, moving on, I want to go ahead and talk about a specific topic that I want to get off my chest once and for all, right? Over the past month or so, I've had a couple people comment on some of my previous Gears of War videos, basically saying that I know you didn't like the game, but in a nutshell, the Gears of War community, or some of us I should say, miss you, or they want you back, all this other stuff. And we know that the game has problems and the community kind of sucked and all that good stuff, but the Gears community wants you to come back, Zap, blah blah blah. And I know you deep down want to play Gears of War again and enjoy it and all that good stuff. Well, here's the thing, right? And I'm gonna finally say this because I don't ever feel like I've gotten the chance to convey my thoughts about the whole Gears of War fiasco that occurred and that ultimately led me to not playing the game anymore. You all know that I didn't really like the mechanics of Gears of War 3. I didn't like how much damage active reloads did with the Lancer, and the stopping power, and the damage on the pistols, and the hammer burst, and just how slow-paced and rifle-oriented the game became, and the game modes that were implemented in the game. I thought it all became too casualized for your common scrub. So, in addition to that, there was another behind-the-scenes factor, right? And that factor was the overall community for the game. I thought the community was by far one of the worst communities I've ever been in and taken part in. Okay, but I'll lead up to that in a moment. You all remember that I did things for Gears of War out of my pocket, taking my own personal time and effort and money to conduct things for the Gears community, because I could already see that the community for it was not going to be around, or not going to be as strong as it once was. The Gears 2 era, man, I thought that that's when the Gears of War community was probably at its tightest, and then Gears of War 3 came out, and you could totally see the lack of interest with many of the people who had been long-standing fans of the franchise up until that point. So I was doing things like, hosting tournaments for both Gears 2 and Gears 3. I was doing the whole Friday Night Fights thing. I did a few open lobbies for Gears of War Judgment even, just trying to do things to keep the community interested and keep it active in some capacity. And in addition to that, you also had these other freelance tournaments, or even a few quote-unquote major tournaments being conducted by the community themselves. They were community manned and ran tournaments, right? And then you had some people on the side hosting their own deal. That was cool. The difference between mine and everyone else's was mine was absolutely free of charge. Any participation that you guys wanted to partake and my events was absolutely free. I didn't ask you to pay me anything, send me anything, nothing. I didn't even ask you to retweet or put out, you know, information about the streams or my channel. I didn't ask for anything in return. I basically said, let me know what your team's name is. Let me know if you guys are going to be available on Friday, and I will let you know who your opponents are. And if you guys win, you get 800 Microsoft points this Friday. You win three or four Fridays in a row for Friday Night Fights, and your team gets 1600 Microsoft points on the 4th win. That's how it went, you know, and that was all coming from my own pocket. You know, I didn't ask for a damn thing in return. But as that was going on, you know, rather than me play online and, you know, people just being relatively, you know, not necessarily nice. I'm not asking you to be all, you know, hunky-dory with me, be my best buddy because I'm doing Friday Night Fights, but rather just be, you know, nice, I guess, you know, be normal towards me. And people, because they see me on YouTube, because they see me doing the streams, they feel like it's their duty to go out of their way and not degrade me, but try to bring me down because I do these types of things. Like, he's that guy who does the whole Friday Night Fights thing. He's such a fag and all this other stuff. And, oh, he's a YouTube guy. Let's fucking down him and teabag him and all this other stuff. And this is a lot of stuff that happened that you guys don't see, right? You know, you might see guys mention it in comment sections of my videos, saying things like, oh, well, where's that video of us beating you on such and such map and all this other stuff. And I'm like, dude, I was playing solo and I wasn't recording at the time. You know what I mean? It's like that stuff happened on such a frequent basis that I got really annoyed with it, right? And it got to a point where I was like, why am I even doing this for these people? You know, why am I doing this thing for these people who don't really appreciate it? Because that same guy who is talking all this trash, that same team that's talking all this trash, had they not said all this stuff to me, could have eventually came up to me and said, hey Zap, I want to be in your tournament. So I felt like if that's the way the community felt about me, then why am I even going to the trouble of doing this stuff for them? And then it also got to a point where I couldn't even join into a stream, right? I could just say what's up to somebody I recognize in the chat, like, oh, what's up so and so. And I have trolls making multiple accounts just to troll me. Even if I'm streaming my own stuff, people will make multiple accounts just to troll me, and me alone, because of who I was in the Gears community. And I wasn't even that big in the Gears community, honestly. So what ultimately led me to just saying, fuck you, Gears of War community, was those things happening, right? And it wasn't like, oh man, these guys hurt my feelings. It was like, why do I even put up with this stuff? Why don't I just distance myself from these people? You know what I mean? So on that, and the final nail in the coffin was when I went to my first fighting game tournament, which was Civil War 5 or Civil War 4. It was last year. I can't remember which one it was. But I went to Civil War last year, and the overall, you know, vibe that I got while I was there was amazing. You know, the guys were really cool. People talk trash to each other, but it was all in the name of the game. It was all for sport, and it was all good. You know, I enjoyed the hell out of it. I played games with Fublot. I played my first Injustice tournament match against Nerd Josh on stream. He gave me some pointers after he beat me, and it was all good. You know, I love that. And I was like, this is the community I want to be in right here. Dudes are looking out for each other, and the vibe is amazing. So when I got home, I looked at my Xbox and said, yeah, I have no use for you anymore. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what happened with that. And from then on, I just kind of said screw Gears of War and screw the Gears of War community. Now, everyone's wanting to know if the new Gears of War turns out to be good, right? Will you come back to the Gears of War community? I will come back to playing Gears of War, but I don't want to be associated with that community at all. I'm not gonna look to add any friends for that community. I just want to be a nigga that's playing the game. I want to be miscellaneous Zappa. I will play the game. I will not upload any footage of it. I won't stream any footage of it. I don't want to give any parts of the community any sort of exposure at all. I just want to play and do my own thing. That's it. If the game turns out to be good and worth me buying an Xbox One for it, then possibly. But I have no intentions of doing anything related to Gears of War between now and X, you know, because I don't really know when I'm gonna play another Gears of War game. But that's pretty much the sum of it. You know, I screw the community as a whole. You know, there are some people in the community that I'm actually cool with, I have no problems with, but as a whole, it's like, screw it. You know, it's not worth it. So that's pretty much the story. That's how it goes. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Again, check out Godlike Gaming Music Group, Murderwear, and check out my live stream also. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.
Marcus! He's gone! He's gone! There's nothing you can do! Stop
Get
it!
off me! God
Stop
damn it! Let me get him out of there!
It's okay, Marcus. It's okay. Come on. We gotta go now. Your father still needs us.
That